Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel and thank you for stopping by to watch today's video. So if you're seeing my face for the first time, hi, I'm your favorite TV girl already, Elomo, and I'm a content creator based in Cameroon. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the lessons I was able to pull out from the Hilda Cook-A-Thon. Now wait, I know some of you might be thinking like, what is this girl talking about? So let's have a little bit of backtrack. So Hilda Baci is a Nigerian lady, 27 years of age. She's a chef, she owns a restaurant, she's an entrepreneur, she's a food content creator and all of that. She has a passion for cooking. Now this young girl took upon herself to attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the longest cook time by an individual. The former holder of this title did a total hours of 87 hours 45 minutes. So for Hilda to gain this title, she had to break these hours by attending them, and Hilda decided to do hers extra by adding 9 additional hours to what the current holder of this title did. So she decided to do 96 hours of cooking non-stop. That is 4 straight days of no sleep, no resting, standing up and cooking for 46 hours. So yeah, that's what put Hilda all over the news. The past weekend, the past 4 days have been crazy. Everybody has been talking about her, like she has made a name for herself, and there are just so many lessons to learn from her Cook-A-Thon. Cook-A-Thon is gotten from the word marathon. Having said that and giving you a brief knowledge of who Hilda Baci is and what she tried to do or what she accomplished, I'm just going to go straight into some of the lessons I was able to pick out from her story. Now the first lesson I'm going to be talking about is always try to set yourself apart in your industry of work, right? So Hilda Baci is in an industry which is so saturated with so many chefs who have so many online cooks, but she decided to set herself apart from the millions of people who do the same thing that she does. Now this is her being intentional about setting herself apart. That's why she was able to think and even come up with trying to attempt to break a Guinness World Record. Now so many of us do not even know this category existed in the Guinness Books of World Record. So many of us were surprised, like, where is this category coming from? Where is the thought even coming from? Like, how do you sit and conceive that I want to try to break this record in my industry? That's because she was intentional about setting herself apart. So when you're intentional about setting yourself apart, you're going to have thoughts. You're going to have extreme wild thoughts. Now you might think they're too extreme or they're too wild. Do not discard those thoughts. Put them into consideration and actually think of how you can bring those thoughts into reality. Now the second lesson I learned from this is never get comfortable with the level of success you have gotten. There is always room for more. Now Hilda Baci was already doing pretty well for herself. Her business is doing quite well. Her house is luxury, like she stays in a very luxurious house. So she was already doing quite well for herself. But this is somebody who did not let this comfort get to her. She saw that there is always room for more. She wanted more, she dreamt for more, and she went ahead to achieve more. This is to say, no matter how successful you think you have gotten or how well you are doing in your industry, there is always an opportunity for you to be better. Like, there is always room for more. Just have that at the back of your head. Like, even Dangote is still looking for money, then who are you? Tell me. Now the third lesson I learned was to always set goals for yourself. Now imagine Hilda didn't have any goal to begin with. She had no target. She wasn't thinking of achieving anything more. Like, she had no dreams, no goals, no ambitions and all of that. Would she have been able to come up with this idea, and would she have even been able to actually make this a reality? Now this is a young girl, 27 years, who is unmarried. So I was having this conversation with my friend, I think the third day of this Cook-A-Thon, while it was happening, and she tells me, Carol, I really admire this girl because, like, our age mates are they wallowing in self-pity, like, I'm not married, God, why am I not married, I want children and all of that. And that really got to me because it's easy for you to fall into that pit of self-pity and wallowing, like, oh my god, I want to get married. You're not building yourself, you're not building a brand for yourself, you're not making your name. Now, not get me wrong, it's okay for you to want and desire marriage, to start a family and all of that at that age, but we are not also disregarding the fact that you could put your single years into use, like have goals for yourself, right? From the moment she conceived this idea of attempting to break the Guinness World Record, she conceived this idea 5 years ago, fam. It took her 5 years for her to be where she is today. Now, she conceived this idea, she started working towards the idea. So that brings you to the next point. Once you set goals, work towards the achievement of those goals to make them a reality. Now, she said something which was very prominent, that the difference between your dreams and your reality is action. And that just stood out for me, right? Imagine she had this dream and never ever acted upon it. Who would have known her today? Like, the world would not have been talking about her today. So she had this conceived the idea 5 years ago and started making actions towards it. She started out by losing weight because she was fat, so she needed to be fit. She had a fitness coach who was training her and all of that. She now went to consult with medical doctors and all of that to prepare her body physically. This girl was already prepared mentally and spiritually. She needed the physical preparation to put herself through this challenge she was about to take. Now, after that, she moved over to the next stage of meeting brands and asking them for sponsorships. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because a lot of us, when we want to do something, we have these great ideas and it's looking so perfect in our head, and we try to script it down and go around meeting brands, asking them for sponsorships, and then some brands saying no. That can really trigger some people. It can just discourage people, like, nah, I don't think this thing is for me. Brands are saying no, like, are they not seeing the vision I'm seeing? Now, this is to tell you that your vision is for you alone. You're the only one who has that perfect picture in your head. So if you're trying to convince me of that perfect picture in your head and I cannot buy into what you're seeing, that doesn't mean you should get angry and feel frustrated at yourself that the vision you have in your head is not perfect. It is perfect. It's just the person at the receiving end which is not seeing the perfect picture like you. So this girl had so many no's, but she did not take that like, okay, this thing is crazy, this idea is crazy, these brands are refusing. She went ahead, moving from one brand to another. Some accepted, some rejected. Those that accepted helped her to bring her dreams to reality. So that just means to tell you that if you're struggling to make your dream a reality and some people say no, or some people shun you down, be focused. Your vision is for you. It's not a community vision, it's your personal vision. The next lesson I learned from this was that you can use your gifts or your talent to create a room for yourself. Now, Hilda's gift is cooking. She has a talent and a passion for cooking. The whole world now knows her name. People who never knew of her existence, everybody was talking about her. People came out to support her. Her following skyrocketed. Before she could even finish the 4th day, there were already brands lined up just to sign her. She has created a room for herself internationally, not only globally at the level of her country. You can imagine places she's going to walk into internationally and she's going to be recognized. Like, she has blown for life. Anyhow we try to put it or twist it, this girl's life has changed drastically just because of this one single thought she had, and she decided to bring it into reality. That's what has changed the trajectory of her life. Her future is way brighter and I'm excited for her. Like, I'm so happy that she could even think of doing this. She broke the record, and not only did she break the record, she actually set a new record. She has forced people to know her. She has forced the world to know her. Now, all celebrities talk about her. The vice president of Nigeria actually called her while she was on this attempt. Like, you don't know how much your dreams can affect the lives of people around you. Not only her mom's life, but she has affected thousands of people's lives. She has inspired thousands of people. Now, the last lesson I got from this story is that the necessary support you need to push you, to encourage and root for you is super important. From the conception of the idea to the execution of the idea, you need that support unwavering. Now imagine Hilda conceiving this idea and going ahead to talk about it with her closest friend or her mom or whatever, and they just blatantly discouraged her, like, don't even try, don't dare it, like, don't dare it, you will not win, you will not succeed. And they kept on discouraging her. Do you think we would have gotten to know Hilda today? I don't think so. But her mom has been so supportive of her through the entire journey from the beginning. Like, if you watch previous videos on her page, I'm going to leave her Instagram handle so you guys can go and check her out. You see that her mom has been there following her for all her meetings, to going to check the venue, to everything. Her mother has been so supportive, and her mother did not leave the event center where it was taking place for a single day. She was there by her all through the way, all through the 4 days. Her mom was by her, and the times when she was getting tired and weak, like her body couldn't carry her any longer while she was cooking, she felt like she wants to end it, her mom was right in there and telling her, like, Hilda, you have to keep on going, remember what you told me, you're doing this for me, and all of that. That just makes me feel like, oh my god, having the right support to do whatever you want to do cannot be overemphasized. Because trust me, we could have very brilliant ideas, but taking it to the wrong people could kill our babies. Do not let them kill your baby. That just reminded me of a message Pastor Mildred preached. Truly, do not let them kill your baby. If you have this brilliant idea, take it to somebody you know would encourage you and would tell you to go ahead. At some point, her feet got cramps. She could not move. She was in so much pain, and I think at that point she was about to crack. But the crowd outside, the way they cheered her up, oh my god, the crowd outside started praying for her. They're speaking in tongues. People were playing worship music. People were crying. They were praying for her, like, Hilda, keep going. That was just so heartwarming. Like, even if you don't want to keep going, just seeing these people who have left their houses, they have been here with you, some of them have not slept, some of them brought mattresses and they are sleeping at the venue, they are there to support you under the rain. People were standing under the rain just to cheer her up. So you can imagine all of that kind of support, everybody coming out for you. So you just feel like, even if not for yourself, you just cannot let these people down. So having the right support to support your dreams from conception to execution cannot be overemphasized, because God passes through human beings. So I hope that story has inspired you. For me personally, oh my god, I feel like if I could pay this girl 10 million francs just to sit in the same room and space with her, I would pay her, because I like to talk to such minds. I want to understand, like, what was she thinking before coming up with this kind of idea. Like, there's so many questions I have in mind that I want to ask her physically. Like, I just need for her to grant me 10 minutes of her time. Let's just be in the same space, embrace her, hug her. I'm really in love with this girl, like, fab. I'm in love with her determination, her tenacity, her courage, her willpower, her strength, her resilient spirit, and all the like this girl has inspired me on so many different levels that she herself cannot even begin to imagine how far she has inspired me. I'm grateful she did not let the enemy kill her baby. I'm grateful she actually brought this to the lamplight to encourage so many of us to do better. Like she said in one of her interviews, she is doing extra hours because she's trying to set the pace for the generation coming behind her. Like, you know that if somebody can do this thing, it means you can do it, and you can do it even better. That's why she decided to do extra hours, as per what she said on one of her press conferences. And that just got to me. Like, the person who is doing this thing, does the person have to be head? You have the capacity to do that same thing, and you even have more. But just that, if you're willing to push yourself, you can see yourself accomplishing it. And I want to use this opportunity for us to pray to God, for God to give us sound and healthy minds that can actually birth forth great ideas that's going to put us on the news for the right reasons. Great ideas that are going to change the world. Great ideas that are going to solve international problems. Great ideas that are going to solve national problems. Great ideas that are going to put you on the global map. Great ideas that are going to make people want you, not even you going out to look for them. They will come to your table. Kings will come to you. That's what great idea does. I'm going to see you on Finally by the help of God on my next one. Bye bye.